This is a big topic, and I want to talk to you guys about it. Why? Because I physically do it. Now, I'm going to combine two topics here, right? We're going to go with part-time hotshotting and local hotshotting. And I'm going to go over those two topics with you guys because I physically do them both. And why do I do them both? Because my insurance is cheap and sometimes it just doesn't make sense and I have other business ventures that make me money. So, let's get into this shit. Part-time hotshotting. I'm going to go over this one first because you guys, not so much anymore, but I used to get a ton of questions on, hey, can I do this part-time? Okay, back in the day, it was very, very hard to be a part-timer because of how high insurance was. And this was back before fuel prices went up. This was back before the entire economy was a shit show. And I don't think back then a hotshot could have been part-time. Anyway, unless you're me. Why can I get away with this? Why can I get away with being a part-time hotshot? One, my insurance is so damn cheap that it doesn't matter. If $320 a month is what my insurance payment is, I don't have to go out and run just to pay a $2,000 insurance payment. I don't have to go out and make a truck payment. I don't have to, all my stuff is paid off. Now, I will say that does limit you. When you have everything paid off and you're not willing to finance something to improve your business or go expand your business, you are limited. But where I'm limited there, I'm focusing my resources over in this department, whereas we're over here in the hotshot department. So, part-time hotshot does not work. The reason being is you have to pretty much pay a shitload of money just for your insurance. You have your truck payment, unless you've got a used truck that is paid off, that's fine. The insurance payment is ultimately what kills you, especially at $1,700 or some shit like that a month. Your company's gonna need maintenance, so you're gonna have to go through, make sure all your paperwork's signed. But if you are leased under a company, if you are company driver, or you're an owner-operator with your own authority, anytime you're out doing work, you are required to use that logbook. Doesn't matter if you're in that truck. You cannot go work a 10-hour shift at McDonald's and then get in a commercial vehicle and go drive it. You just can't. So the only reason that part-time hotshot would work is you have to keep track of all your hours no matter what you're doing. So now you're limiting other businesses. But with the way that I run, I don't really run all that hard anymore like I used to. But when I was running, man, like when I'm in hotshot, I'm focused on it 100%. When I'm not doing hotshot and I'm focused on the shop stuff, hotshot is at the back of my mind. Like, I do not care. The point is, you just, 99.9% of the time, you cannot do part-time. The expenses are too high, and anytime you get in that truck or anytime you're working, you have to keep track of your logbook hours. And if you're a guy that likes to work 100 hours a week because he wants to get ahead in life, it's not going to be possible with hotshot like that. Unless you're running under the table, you're doing something illegal. I'm going to say legally, it is very, very hard to do part-time hotshot. Now, local hotshot. A lot of you guys have asked me about this. My thoughts and opinions are, I do it. I've done it. I've done it with campers. Don't recommend it. I've done it with cars. That made me decent money. And I've done it with freight. Hit or miss on the freight. And I think it's just because it's the time that it is. So I'm going to have a whole nother video with cars versus freight versus power only. I'll do all that. But what I've noticed with part-time stuff, it depends on the area you live in. Down in Georgia or Florida, you might be able to be home every day. Up here in the Northeast, you know, we have New Jersey, we have New York, we have Maryland. Like, we have Ohio to the left of us. And there's a lot of stuff going in and out of these areas that are pretty much local. And I live dead smack central Pennsylvania, Carlisle, Pennsylvania. So I was taking cars from Pittsburgh and I was taking them over to New Jersey. I'd pick up 3 more and I'd bring them right back to Pittsburgh. And I could do that every day because I'd leave my house, I'd go out, pick up one day, come back, stay home, and then I'd head out from my house, go over to New Jersey, pick 3 up after dropping 3, come back home, and I'd just keep doing that, back and forth, back and forth. I was always close on the times, but that's how possible it was up here. If you live in places like, I understand Texas is a hit or miss. Texas is so big, but I think limiting yourself down there, it's hard to be home every day down there too. Let me know what you guys think about that state, but I'm just trying to find examples here. Like if you're out in California, you can probably be home most of the time, especially because you have Washington, you have Arizona, you have Colorado. Like, campers like to move around that sort of area. I don't know about freight. From what I'm noticing, a lot of stuff likes to keep you in a circle over there. At least I noticed that with power only. I don't know how cars are, and I don't know how freight are. The overhead is really, really high. So we're gonna get into some number crunching here. Back when I did power only, I was able to do 4,000 a week. To be local and do 4,000 a week, I had to move to cars. What that got me was I had to do 3 cars for 1 camper, and I was always dragging a trailer around. Now, the deadhead is also going to be a lot higher as well, especially if I had to go down to like Virginia or something. So if I was over here and I had to come home and then shoot down this way, whereas you could have just made this shot, there is a little bit more deadhead. And same with power only. If you're going to do power only locally, the rates are not only lower, your fuel mileage is not only lower, but, well, I mean, you get the empty miles, so I guess it's a trade-off. I don't know if it's a good trade-off or a bad trade-off, but it's a trade-off. Got a phone call there. But you guys get the point. The thing with power only always was you're gonna have that more deadhead. And what I mean by that is, like, with a trailer, a 3-car trailer, you could always stay loaded. If you're just doing 1 pick, 1 drops here and there, or like, you know, you have to pick up 3 cars, a lot of times you could stay loaded, especially with freight. But with power only, it's like you just couldn't do that. And you can make more money if you decide to stay out of home, and there's even less deadhead. So you're taking an industry with already a bunch of deadhead and adding more deadhead just to keep you home. So is it worth it? A lot of times, local stuff really does not work out. A lot of times you do end up needing to run out. Like, you're gonna run into loads that, you know, take you just past where you need to be, and then your logbook runs out. But then you also have, what happens when you have a breakdown? What happens if you have a tire blowout? What happens if a leaf spring breaks? Like you saw, we had one on my the trailer I was leasing. It broke, you know? How are you ever gonna get home with that? You know, you're gonna sit on the side of the road for 3 hours fixing something? You ain't making it home tonight. And then that throws off the entire damn thing. So that's my topic on this one. Let me know if I missed anything. Let me know if there's anything else you want me to do or add to this. But like I said, I'm gonna put this in every single video. What works for me might not work for somebody else. 9 times out of 10, the part-time thing's not gonna work. I did a lot of research and a lot of work to put myself in the position now where I can leave and be back the same day. I was running over the road. I did it for too much time, in my opinion. I don't like the over the road shit. I got kids. I don't like it. Then I was able to get my car trailer, and I said, I'm gonna run East Coast, Florida and back, 4 days, 3-day weekend, okay? I did that. I did it for the longest time. I started following the load board. I started checking shit out. I'm like, okay, I found a route. It works for me. It took me a long time to set that up. Now, a long time to me and a long time to you guys are probably different. Like, it didn't take me no 5 years to figure that out. It took me, I don't know, probably about a year to figure that out. But you get the point. So then I was able to be home every day, but then the rates dropped. I sold my trailer, and everything turned into a shit show. Like I said, if it works for me, it might work for somebody else. It might not work for somebody else. This is stuff that, these are my experiences. So hope you guys enjoyed. Go check out my Rumble account, link down in the description. All my videos from here are going to be double post over on Rumble in case anything ever happens to my YouTube. Go check out my mud flap down in the description. Go use the little code down there. It helps the channel out. And it saves you a bunch of money on fuel. So